There are two reasons that people buy anything, two core buying motivations that are like if you're in a bucket and at the very bottom of that bucket there is there's writing on the bottom of the bucket that says the reason this person is going to buy, and filling that bucket there's a bunch of dirt and there's a bunch of little items that are like the things that are clues towards what's going to be written at the bottom of the bucket. And you start digging and you start uncovering, oh, this item is a clue of why this person is buying. You start digging some more, you uncover this item is a clue for why someone is buying. You dig some more, you uncover another clue why someone is buying, right? But then you get to the bottom of the bucket and it says the core reason, like the fundamental underlying reason why they're buying, that all those clues were pointing you towards. Well, we're going to cover what those two reasons are today. The two reasons, and if you're watching, not just listening, you can see them in front of you, so I might as well read them, are to escape pain and to experience pleasure. To escape pain and to experience pleasure. Let's dive into each of them. There's so many different dimensions to this, and that's what the clues in the bucket are, right? There's different dimensions to this. So a lot of times we think of this as the problem that they're trying to solve. I talk about, problem, agitate, invalidate, solve, ask for action. Like it's a formula that works because one of the very, very core reasons that people are buying is they're trying to overcome some problem that's causing them pain. At its most extreme version, there's some kind of hell that they're trying to get out of, right? The products where people are most motivated to buy something, it's because they're feeling some kind of hell that they want to get away from. And there are levels of this and dimensions of this. And so I don't want you to just think, oh, my product isn't like, somebody is in, they just got broken up with by a lover, and the hell that they're trying to escape is that feeling of just getting broken up with by a lover. My product is not at that like level of emotional pain, or for survival, they're like my customer just landed in a forest with just my product, and survival is all about like what I actually put in the bag that they got dropped off in the forest with. No, that's not quite the level that we're talking about here. That is that's the spectrum at its most extreme end, right? But across the board, people are buying to escape pain. One of the big pains that people are trying to escape is social rejection. And so one side of this might be like the security of a long-term relationship with a partner, right? And if somebody is in pain there, right? If somebody's in pain there, it's probably because they've experienced some kind of rejection, and they're trying to escape that rejection and get back towards the security of that relationship. Or there's a lot of guys out there who are kind of desperate for sex, and there's women too, right? But stereotypically across the genders, right? There's women buy for security reasons, and men buy for sex reasons, right? And there's a lot of guys who feel like they get rejected all the time. They even can just imagine rejection, and it's pain, and they're buying products, services, whatever, designed to make them more attractive to the opposite sex to escape the pain of social rejection, or of perceived or anticipated social rejection, right? Or it's any kind of fear, doubt, insecurity, shame, feeling like I'm not good enough, right? There's all of these dimensions of pain. One big one is anything having to do with your career, building your business, whatever, is this feeling of like self-doubt of, can I do it? Can I be good enough? Am I good enough for the client to choose me over someone else? Am I good enough for the client to be willing to pay the fees that I'm going to ask for? Oh, I'm probably not good enough. I probably shouldn't even approach them, right? There's this doubt and insecurity that's associated with that. And as much as you want that successful business, you want that 6-figure business, the $1 million business, whatever it is that you want, right? Most people who are buying in that market have at least one significant portion of their buying motivation coming from trying to escape that doubt and insecurity. They want a sure thing because they're afraid. They're afraid it's not going to work. And they're trying to escape the fear. But then there's the positive, right? There's the positive side of it, right? People also buy because they want to experience pleasure. People buy because they have a strong desire, right? And so I've often taught in my problem, agitate, invalidate, solve, ask for action formula, the PISA formula, that the problem can also be an unfulfilled desire. And some advertising tends to point more at this, like, we help you fulfill this desire of this thing that you want, right? And getting there feels like heaven. If the pain was hell, this is heaven, right? And this is what we're aspiring to. This is what we're going after. This is what we want. And safety and security is a big one here, right? Safety and security in our finances, safety and security in our health, safety and security in our relationships, safety and security generally. Like, it's not just about security systems, right? This is about emotional safety. This is about feeling safe, feeling secure, right? In our attachments, our relationships, our whatever. Feeling secure in our status socially, right? And just general social acceptance and status. If rejection was the pain that we're trying to escape, what we're going after is the social acceptance, the status. Like, oh, either this one person loves me and respects me and looks up to me, or this group really respects me and looks up to me and turns to me, right? And in general, if fear, doubt, and uncertainty were the other side of this is about confidence, right? This is what we're trying to go for. We're trying to build ourselves up to confidence, that we can do anything, that we can achieve anything, that we can have what we want, right? And so we're buying to escape pain, and we are buying to experience pleasure. And if you're a copywriter or a marketer, like, when you think about what is the fundamental messaging that we need to use to tap into these core buying motivations, it's worth knowing, number one, that both are always at play. Both are always at play. People are always trying to escape pain, and people are always trying to experience pleasure. The question is, which is the stronger motivator for the different messages that you're going to put out there? So the relationship product can be about escaping the pain, that super salient pain of a recent breakup. But it's also about experiencing the pleasure of either that relationship restored or a better relationship that follows, one that you won't ever have to experience that again, right? So both sides of this are always at play. And it's worth paying attention to the internal versus external components of this. So the external, just sticking with that relationship example, the external evidence of the fulfilled pleasure and the relieved pain is the new relationship or the renewed relationship, right? Let's just say renewed relationship. I'm thinking of some of Chris Haddad's work. So it's like getting your ex back, right? Like that's the external thing that is the motivator, right? But the internal motivator is overcoming that feeling of rejection, of insecurity, of loneliness, of not being safe in the relationship status, right? And the internal emotional experience there versus the external, like 3-dimensional, 5-sensory details of it, right? The internal one matters way, way, way more. Honestly, that person would be just as happy starting a new relationship that fulfills everything internal as getting back with their ex. And so the internal, if you fulfill the internal desire to move away from hell, to escape hell, and to get to heaven, right? your product, your service will have succeeded, right? Which means that your buyer, your customer, really needs your support on the internal component of it, the emotional component of it, right? Yes, the external stuff matters, but the internal stuff matters way more. So when I interviewed Chris Haddad on my podcast a while ago, and you can look it up in the past episodes, he said when he focuses on storytelling, almost none of his stories actually have anything that happens in them. Like the story component, there is the bare minimum of 5 sensory details. That pretty much everything that he focuses on is the internal details, that internal transformation that takes place in the customer, getting away, escaping the pain, and experiencing the pleasure. So ask yourself, what pain are they trying to escape? And what pleasure do they want to experience? And your product, your service is the key, right? It's the key. It's the transition point. It's what helps them along the way. And how can you give them that key? How can you present that through your marketing messaging? So my call to action for you at the end of this episode is to ask yourself how you can use this in your copywriting, your marketing messaging. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get more content like this delivered to you. There's also a link in the description to sign up by email. That's at breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. And the first link in the description is to my emotional direct response copywriting course that goes much deeper into this and provides you more valuable teaching, training, insights, and guidance on how you can do this. That's part of my BTMSinsiders streaming library of copywriting and marketing courses. You pay one low monthly fee, like Netflix or whatever streaming platform, and you get unlimited streaming access to all the content that's there. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Check the links in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you again in the next episode. See you soon. Bye. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.